Hello, everyone. It's Aunt Fernita. Today's story is called A Day of Celebration. The memory verse is from Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy." Today's message is we worship God when we enjoy His Sabbath. Birthday celebrations are fun. Did you ever wish that you could have more than one birthday a year? When God created the world, He created a special day to be celebrated once a week. He called the day Sabbath, and He wants us to share in His Sabbath celebration every week. For 6 days, God had been very busy creating the world and everything in it. Everything from the sun, moon, and stars down to the tiny little ants and the smallest creatures in the sea was just how He had planned it. He looked at it all and saw that it was good. God had saved the best till last. He created Adam and Eve on the 6th day. Now there was only one thing left to create, a special time that would help this new world to remember Him as its creator. This day would give Adam and Eve time to get to know Him. God smiled with pleasure. On the 7th day, God rested and spent time with Adam and Eve. He called the 7th day the Sabbath and blessed it. The first Sabbath Adam and Eve spent with God was a joyful time. They talked about the wonderful things that God had made. They walked in the garden, admiring the beauty of the plants, and enjoyed the animals. It was a day they did not want to end. It was so wonderful to spend time with God. God explained that every week they could enjoy this special time with Him. Yes, they would spend time with God every day, but during the week, there were many things that would keep them busy. On Sabbath, Adam and Eve could rest from that work and enjoy a special time with God. Adam and Eve were thrilled at the thought of a day to explore wonderful things with their Creator. They had so many questions they wanted to ask. Later, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God, they were shut out from their beautiful garden home. They soon began to understand what an awful thing they had done. Adam had to work harder to care for the plants and animals. Things began to die. Sabbaths became a time to spend with God without doing work. God took time to explain to Adam and Eve His plan to rescue the world from sin. He explained that Sabbath was an important part of that plan. After they sinned, a huge gap seemed to separate them from God. Sabbath gives the opportunity for people and God to be together. God told Adam and Eve that Satan would try to make people believe that he was in charge of the world. Satan would try to persuade people that God was not the creator. He would try to persuade them not to meet with God on the Sabbath. Adam and Eve couldn't understand that. Why wouldn't people want to spend time with God? They enjoyed spending time with God because they loved Him and knew that He loved them. God wants us to know today that when the earth is made new, everyone will worship together on the Sabbath day, and we will walk and talk with God face to face.
This podcast is read by Fernita Buddy for Gracelink.net, created and produced by Falvo Fowler, post-produced by Faith Toe at Studio El Piso. The theme music is by Clayton Kinney, Animation and artwork by Giogo Godoy. The audio engineer was Karel Holness. For more information, please visit gracelink.net.